Hey, what's going on out there, fishing fam? Ray Sharifi here with the Dirty Hookers, and today I'm doing something a little new for the channel. I've actually never done one of these videos before, but today's gonna be the first one. As you can see, I'm in the lab. It's just the most quiet place around my house that I can be, and it's got proper lighting, so I think it's gonna help for teaching you guys how to tie a knot. This knot specifically is my personal favorite and go-to connection knot for braid to fluoro or braid to mono. In this video, we're gonna be using Opsin Fluorocarbon. I'm specifically gonna be using 80 pounds so that you guys are able to see it very well. In addition, if you guys would like to test out Opsin Fluorocarbon, use code DIRTYHOOKER15 to get 15% off of your total purchase. I'll link that down in the description below. It supports the channel, supports me, helps me out a little bit, and also gets you guys on some quality fishing line that I have been using for the last 2 years. So like I said, this video is going to be my personal favorite connection knot. There's a few different names for it: Royal Polaris Knot, RP Knot, Improved Albright Knot. I personally call it the RP Knot just because it's the easiest to say. In my opinion, this is the strongest connection knot I've personally used, and I haven't swayed away from it yet. But we're going to go ahead, show you guys how it's done, and walk you guys through that. Let's get started, show you guys how to do this. I apologize in advance for the sound going on behind us. It is currently raining and it's hitting the shed, so you might be hearing the rain go on this whole time. So like I said, we're going to be using 80-pound Opsin Fluorocarbon, and I'm going to be attaching that to 80-pound Power Pro braid. And the reason why I'm going 80 to 80 is just so that you're able to see it a little bit better. So hopefully the camera focuses long enough. If you don't know about Opsin already, a little bonus to them is they have this cool little band that keeps your line nice and organized. In addition, there is an internal magnet. Clicks all your line together, keeps it super organized, doesn't make anything falling apart, and the band is just a huge bonus because it doesn't make your line end up getting out of control in your backpack. But that being said, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so what we're gonna wanna do, you're gonna take a little bit of your fluorocarbon, monofilament, whatever you're tying with, you're gonna fold it over, just making a little loop. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Next, you're gonna take your braid, you're gonna go through, you're gonna come from through the bottom and pull it away from you. Pull out about 8+ inches or so. I usually pull out a lot just because it gives me a little bit more to work with. And while it's like that, you're gonna take your other hand and pinch everything off as one, just like that. Now what you're gonna do is take your braid and you're gonna wrap around both pieces of fluorocarbon 6 times. Some people do 8, some people do 10. I personally have found 6 to be the best for me. So I'm gonna go 1.
Just however many
2,
wraps you wrap down,
3,
you're gonna wanna match that while
4,
you wrap up as well. So if I go
5,
6 times down, I'm gonna do 6
6
times back up.
Now from here, you're gonna pinch with your other hand. There's no right or wrong way to do this. I personally do this just because it helps me stay organized. Is I'm gonna make X's. And this is why I said it doesn't matter, there's no right or wrong way, because you can wrap it as tight as you want down low, you can wrap it up high as tight as you want, it's up to you. I do X's and overlap the already standing wraps that are there, just because it makes it easier for me to count. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. As you can see, it really does make X's like that. Helps me if I were to lose count for whatever reason, just helps me to be a little bit more organized. So now what you're gonna wanna do is take your tag end of your braid, you're gonna go back through on the opposite side, and you want it to look symmetrical when you're done. So you can see now it's going through and coming out the exact same way on both sides. From the bottom, out through the top, both sides is the same way. A lot of people cinch it off as is. What I like to do is I like to come back around one more time, right through that loop with my tag end. I feel like that really seals it off. So from here, you're gonna apply a little bit of moisture. I'm just gonna go ahead and use some water and dampen up the braid. And what I like to do when cinching it, because the cinching is the most crucial part, I like to kind of massage it down. So I'll grab the main line of the braid, get it nice and tight, and I kind of massage it down and work it down the knot before fully sealing it off. And you can see, little by little, it's getting a little tighter, a little prettier. When it gets right around there, that's when I really cinch it off. because it is 80 pound, I'm not gonna tear up my hands and cinch as hard as I can. From here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these little line pullers. If you wanna see a video on how I made these, just let me know in the comments below. All it is a wooden dowel, some shrink tubing, and some finger tape on top. So it's gonna help grip the line. So this reduces the chance of hurting your skin and the line cutting into your skin. So you just take it, wrap it around a couple times. I go 3 times. I'm gonna do the same thing on the fluorocarbon as well. Now that we got everything how we want it, let's go ahead and give it a good pull, a good cinch. What you're looking for is for that knot to start to turn translucent. Get nice and super tight, and watch that braid change color. Dry it off a little bit just so you can see what it looks like. And now you can see that braid fully darkened up, went pretty much translucent. That's what you want. So from there, what you do is clip your tag end as close as you can without hurting the knot. Just like that, no tag end exposed. And now what I like to do at the very end, this is totally up to you. You can do without it. I've fished it plenty of times without it. When the bite's hot and you gotta retie a leader, I usually don't do it, but if I have the time, I do it. So what I do from here, I basically seal it off with a uni knot is what I'm doing. So I fold it over itself and wrap it around the braid. 1, 2, 3 times. And then I just pull it nice and tight. And the reason why I do that is because instead of having this big start of a fluorocarbon that sticks out, now it gives it a little bit of a cone finish to go in and out of the guide a little bit smoother. Like I said, you can do with or without it. That is up to you. And I personally always leave a little bit of tag for braid. Again, up to you, personal opinion. But the way I see it is braid is nice and flexible and loose enough already that it's not going to affect going in and out of the guides like that. So that is it. That is how you tie the RP knot. Again, my personal favorite connection knot, very, very small in diameter as you see compared to my finger. Goes in and out of the guides very, very easily, very smoothly, no issues, and it doesn't cause wind knots, doesn't get fouled up whatsoever. Super, super strong. In fact, if you haven't seen my bluefin video where I hooked a triple digit bluefin at whatever guesstimated size that we think it was, I was using 65 braid to 80 pound fluoro leader with this very knot itself, and it held up just fine. No issues whatsoever. Locked drag, literally couldn't turn the star any further. Held up just fine. And that's gonna do it. That's how you tie the RP knot. I hope you all learned something from this video. Please like this video and give it a nice big thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have any other ideas or recommendations for me to do in the near future, if you want to see my go-to knot for lures or hooks, or what knots I like to use for certain situations like fly lining, I started using a different knot recently. If you want to know other knots that I personally like to do and want to see a step-by-step tutorial on how to do that, leave it down in the comments below. Happy New Year's to every one of you out there. I hope you guys had a great 2022 season. I'm really looking forward to what is to come for 2023. Best of luck to all you guys out there this new season, and we'll see you all in the next video.